I'm so excited about it.
Hell yeah.
It
Repeat
looks
that.
so
It looks
good.
really good.
Quickly, repeat that like you hadn't just told us. Because I've only just started recording.
Oh, well, that's too bad. You should have been recording this whole time like you
I've
usually
got graphical issues. Fuck off.
do. Yeah, well, guess what? You missed it. And now that... Yeah, and now that's going to be our cold open.
No,
so
it's not. Don't do
It's
that.
all your fault. It's all your fault.
In those few seconds, Rob's enthusiasm for wonder has completely dissolved.
Here are today's judges: Alex Curnell, Gwen Romer, and Charles Redding, with co-host TJ Pownell. On the fantasy tournament game show where anything can happen, anyone can win, and you never know who will show up next. It's anyone's game!
Hey!
Hey.
Woo! We're back.
Hey!
Hey!
Oh, hey!
Hey!
I'm your host, Rob Bourgeois. Let's get this train wreck spinning.
No!
In turn, I'm going to give you 4 different options of characters, teams, or celebrities to pick from. If you don't like them, don't want to pick them, for whatever reason, don't know who they are, that's fine. You can ditch for 3 replacements, double ditch for 2, and then you get a last ditch for 1. Any you don't pick go into the cauldron of maybe next time.
Ooh.
Once you've chosen your character, we spin this wheel and stick them wherever the apostrophe is pointing. If the spin results in a match, then we draw the contest out of the other bin and we get to argue about who wins. If it lands on an already resolved match, then we keep the wheel moving in order to find a new match. So TJ, you get to pick from Charmy B from Sonic the Hedgehog,
Not him again.
Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb, Chip and Dale from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, or King Atticus of Corginia from Infinity Train.
King Atticus.
Yes.
All right. King Atticus of Corginia. He's a really good choice. He's very fun. And it's stopped already because I've completely reconstructed this thing and how it works.
Again.
It's not just a bicycle wheel.
It's the same
It's
one
a
from
custom bicycle
last
wheel.
tournament. Yeah, well, there's a bike wheel in it.
Where it is
so
will
now-
surprise you. Clickbait. We've
So
got to
now,
get those views.
We know.
Now, before we let everybody else start picking, let's go over some ground rules for the contests. First, we're assuming that the characters want to win, but not that they need to win. Second, no matter the events of the previous match, they enter the new match at 100%. Third, players who are known for carrying gear will have their standard loadout at all times. Fourth, cheaters never prosper. We catch them. They are disqualified. If they cheat, they lose. And fifth, players are given several hours of preparation time before each match. They are also explained the rules in a way they would understand. Now that all that's out of the way, let's go around the circle here. Alex, would you like Jay Darris from Clerks, 9 volt, 18 volt, and 13 amp from WarioWare, Chris McLean from Total Drama, or Mitchell and Becky from Strange Hill High?
I guess we'll go with the volts.
That trio goes right here. Gwen, would you like 3 kobolds in a trench coat, the Glob Glow Gabgalab from Stravinsky and the Mysterious House, Jane Cobb from Firefly, or Baloo from Tailspin?
Gab Glob, whatever his name is. I love him.
All right,
I know
the Glob
he's like a
Glow
monster.
Gabgalab.
Yeah.
Can you guess? Can you tell that I've practiced how to say that name?
Good job.
Charlie, would you like Richard B. Riddick from Riddick, Legolas from Lord of the Rings, Alex Mack from The Secret World of... Oh, God, why am I messing up on the easy words? I said the Glob Glow Gabgalab just fine, including right now, but I can't say world? Alex Mack from The Secret World of Alex Mack, or Jeffrey the Dude Lebowski from The Big Lebowski.
Ooh, let's go with Riddick.
Ridiculous.
Indeed.
Ooh, that was close. Alex, would you like Nicole Watterson from The Amazing World of Gumball, Icknick Blackstone Varick from Avatar The Legend of Korra, Tigger from Winnie the Pooh, or Oral Puppington from Moral Oral?
I think I have to go with Tigger.
And the useful
Alright,
talent
Tigger's
Tigger
right
has,
here.
like, jumping and enthusiasm.
It's called bouncing. Thank you very much.
Was his name Oral?
Orel, yes. Named for a religious figure named Oral Roberts, whose name was spelled Oral.
That's awful.
Yeah, there's also a college
Oral.
named after him, an actual university. Yeah.
Glad he
Go to
wasn't.
Oral College.
Oh, I just got the joke. Oh my god.
Joke.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's
There's
not
a
joke, it's
reason-
perfectly respectable name.
There's a reason they changed it for the TV show, because having it spelled with an A would be a little over the top,
And
even
his
for Adult
brother.
Swim.
Who we do not talk about.
All right, Gwen,
Mhm.
would you like Colin Jost and Michael Che from Saturday Night Live, Lieutenant Commander Data from Star Trek The Next Generation, he currently holds a title, Ivan Idea from Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, or Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory?
Oh, Dee Dee. Gotta go with Dee Dee.
Have we ever seen her up there before alone?
I think this might be the first time. Charlie, would you like the Wooden Mask of Loki from The Mask? This would be a mirror match. Krampus, the Winter Spirit, Winston Zedmore from Ghostbusters, or Sneezy from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
Let's go with Sneezy, just because I've never seen him up there either. I must have gave that bucket a good tumble today.
I want to get a tumbling composter and just throw all the chips in there and then just have a crank that I can...
Have
Just
a
get a
tumbling
cement
composter
mixer.
in your room.
Alex, would you like Carl from Llamas with Hats, Daphne Blake from Scooby-Doo, Theodore the Beaver Cleaver from Leave It to Beaver, or Momo from Avatar The Last Airbender?
I guess I'll go with Daphne Blake.
That kills people.
Daphne Blake versus 9-volt, 18-volt, and 13-amp in Battleship. It's one game. They are not allowed to peek around the sides of the board, but they are allowed to discuss. So
Nine-volt
the
does like playing games.
I mean,
so does,
yeah, that.
so does 18-volt. Their minigame packs are based on previous like Nintendo properties.
Like that, and I'm thinking, I mean, if it's more than one of them against Daphne, then I think they just got it, right?
Unless
I don't
they get in
think
each other's
so.
way.
I don't think any of them would get in
Well,
each other's way. They work pretty well together.
Battleship is a turn-based game. You choose coordinates to basically fire upon your opponent's board, and if you get a hit, that's one less hit that you have to get. And so you're trying to sink all of your opponent's ships.
Can you play
But some of
Battleship on committee?
Sure, why not?
Some of it is strategy, but a lot of it is luck too.
And
True.
we'll say that 9-volt is the one who actually like gives the fire orders. So 18-volt and 13-amp can like strategize with them, but when 9-volt turns to face Daphne and state his coordinates, that's the fire.
I feel like, I mean, again, I think like double teaming it, or is it, sorry, 3 of them or 2?
Triple treaming.
Triple.
That's the one.
Okay, cool. I think,
Triple
yeah,
training.
like, one could tell the other and the other, like, oh, hey, like, you haven't done this yet. Maybe go to, like, this side of the board or whatever. Just naturally, you have an advantage there.
Too many
I
cooks
mean-
in the kitchen, you know. It could
But
mess up any solid strategy they might have otherwise had.
Yeah, and it is still a turn-based game, so it's not like they're at a huge advantage because they still only get one turn.
I think they all play games more than Daphne, though, and I don't think, like, Daphne's not dumb, but she doesn't have any particular advantages here.
She
She
is
just kind
also
of-
known to be fairly unlucky as well.
Yeah, she's always
Like,
getting
usually-
captured and stuff.
Yeah, usually if somebody from the group is getting captured, it's probably Daphne.
Oh,
I
sorry.
hate getting captured when I'm playing Battleship. That just
Yeah, that's the worst.
The thing with,
How
with
did
her
you
that's
capture my battleship?
she like just doesn't have a character, just kind of like, oh, I'm just a girl, you know.
They did
In
better
the
with her in
original,
yeah,
in the
in the more
original
recent
series,
one.
that was the case. But more recently, yeah, she's
Oh.
differentiated herself a lot. My favorite incarnation of Daphne comes from Be Cool Scooby-Doo. She's still a rich kid, but she is bonkers. Every episode, she's got some new, like, hobby, some kind of thing that she's thrown herself full force into. So, like, episode 1, she's got puppets of herself and her friends, right? And
Yeah.
she's like, hey, guys,
My puppet of me's puppet of me has a puppet of me, and so on.
the best part about it is that when the group kind of hits their low point for the episode, she takes that batshit thing that she latched onto for the episode and uses it to pull everybody back up again.
Oh, she's like Abed.
I'm sweet and loyal and the best friend in the world.
What? I'm the best friend in the world.
I'm the best friend.
I'm the best friend. Yeah, you are the best friend.
No, you're the best friend.
No, clearly you're the best friend. You're all wrong. We're all best friends.
I don't think that helps with Battleship, but that's the kind of thing she does.
You can't look for clues in Battleship.
I mean, you kind of look for clues, but not in the same way you do for like a mystery.
Yeah, the clues are right there in front of you.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I think.
I'll still go with three. I'll still go with 3 kids.
All
I
right.
think.
All right, 9 volt,
I mean, I don't know
18
that
volt,
18
and 13
volt
amp.
is
3
child,
kids are
but-
better than 1.
He is actually a kid.
Oh yeah, that's right. He is.
Yeah.
He's just very large.
Yeah, he is bigger than Wario.
I'm gonna look him up.
He's like 9 years old. Or at least they've implied that he's 9 years old and never once implied otherwise.
Oh my god. No, that's a grown ass man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a bloke.
I don't like that. Okay.
Gwen, would you like Quinn Mallory from Sliders, Lassie from Lassie, Static Shock from Static Shock, or Reggie Mantle from Archie?
I'm gonna go with Static Shock.
Static Shock versus King Atticus of Corginia. And the contest is animal impressions.
Oh no! I
We've been
mean,
over this.
God damn it!
Does it
Yeah.
count if he does a dog impression?
It does, but that only counts once.
Why do the
That's very
dogs
fair.
keep getting the animal impressions?
This is
I
rigged, dude.
literally
Rigged.
edited this yesterday.
We
It was
could have had
Clifford.
Lassie versus Atticus. We could have had that.
That could have been really fun.
That would have been worse. That's 2 dogs.
I think Static Shock could, unless he has a specific talent for that, he could probably do about as many as a regular person can. Atticus has a human voice, so he can do animal impressions too, about the same theoretically. But he has the really killer dog impression in his back pocket that Static Shock couldn't pull off.
Who's
I
going to
think-
be
I mean, like-
mistaken for the dog?
Exactly.
Ooh, is it
Atticus.
me? Is it me?
Am I the good boy? Am I me?
All right, so Atticus then. All right, Charlie, would you like Esteban Ramirez from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Rizzo the Rat from The Muppets, Funky Kong from Donkey Kong Country, or Master Chief from Halo?
I really want to go with Rizzo, but I'm tempted to give it to Funky Kong in honor of his entry into Mario Kart. Yeah, let's do Funky Kong.
Alex, would you like Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible,
Don't be rude.
Cynthia from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, Nick Wilde from Zootopia, or Joel Robinson from Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Let's go with Nick Wilde.
Gwen, would you like Juniper Lee from The Life and Times of Juniper Lee, Goliath from Gargoyles, Charles Entertainment Cheese from Chuck E. Cheese, or Keanu from Keanu?
Y'all are gonna hate me. Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese versus Dee Dee.
Oh God, the destruction she could cause in that place.
Staying awake.
Oh no! I mean,
I mean, if we're including comprehensive Chucky, does his animatronic count? Because, like, that thing never sleeps.
No, I think we have to go with the character, not the animatronic.
I gotta assume Dee Dee, because she's manic.
it's funny because like I'm trying to like anything I could say about Chuck now that I think about it, it's just something I've imagined about the character because like you just see him in like a commercial. That's about it, really.
Well,
just so
you can
bad.
you can extrapolate the character from how he acts in the commercials.
Post,
You can
yeah.
even just
Certainly
make
excitable.
shit up if you like, as long as we believe it.
As long as it's
Yeah. You know the trouble is I got an argument for Dee Dee, right? So like let's think about, she drank all that coffee in that one episode of Dexter's Lab. Whereas Chuck, he's just eating nothing but shitty, greasy pizza all day long, right?
at least
He's
he's tired,
really
right?
slowed down. Yeah, exactly. And I think Dee Dee's got the advantage there. She's just caffeinated.
I think he does work it off though, because he's quite a small
He's
thing.
pretty-
He's not obese, is he?
He's not, but I mean,
But it's his metabolism,
Bloaty's
bro.
Pizza
It's
Hog
his
style
metabolism.
from Invader Zim.
I think he does have a belly, a little bit like that.
I mean, he's getting
newest
old,
version,
isn't he?
newest
Oh
version.
yeah, he used to. He used to.
Dee Dee
The new
knows how to
version
have a
doesn't.
sleepover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if someone's gonna stay awake, I have to give it to Dee Dee. Chuck E. Cheese just eats pizza and plays video games all day.
All right,
Pretty
so
much.
Alex is
maybe all
saying
night.
Chucky, or sorry, Dee Dee. Alex is saying Dee Dee. Gwen,
Dee Dee.
Charlie.
Dee Dee.
3 votes for Dee Dee. Charlie, would you like Clara Oswald from Doctor Who, Miko from Disney's Pocahontas, Sonic the Hedgehog from Sonic the Hedgehog, or The Cheat from Homestar Runner?
Let's go with Sonic.
Nearly, Gwen. Nearly.
I know. I was like, gonna talk to your character in there. Come on.
Sonic
I
the
have
Hedgehog versus Nick Wilde
I mean, I don't hate
The
Clara,
classic-
but she's kind of
She's
as
immortal.
far as companions goes.
in a towel snap fight.
Is that like when you twist your talon, you like whip someone?
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is.
Oh,
I
mean,
Imagine that
Neither
Nick
of them are
Wilde
coming
didn't
out
even
alive.
hit Sonic.
Sonic. I mean, he's the fastest thing alive, so he's just gonna fucking whip him to death, like
Give him
Like
a whip
rapid
and then
succession,
run away,
dude.
wrap the towel while he's running. Like, what's Nick gonna even
Speed?
be able to do here?
It's
Yeah.
speed versus
Yeah,
dexterity.
yeah.
That is
I
true.
think Speed
Sonic
wins.
is a bit of a klutz sometimes, but
If
even
Sonic,
still.
if Sonic actually does manage to snap Nick with the towel, I think he's gonna break a bone.
Maybe.
And the thing about Nick, though, Nick has guile. Nick has cunning. Nick would get him when he's not paying attention. Nick would distract him.
He would get him
I
at
think
night.
strategically, Nick could have an advantage here. If it was them across a field and like just charging like a joust with a towel, then Sonic would obviously win. But towel snap fights happen in locker rooms or at beaches in situations where they're unexpected. Someone's got to provoke the fight, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I
it's
just feel
definitely
like-
Sonic.
I'd put that way more on Sonic to start a fight than I would Nick Wilde.
Hey, bro, check this out.
It's like getting hit
And
by
Nick
a
is
chainsaw.
split in half by the sonic boom.
Sonic can hold his strength back. He doesn't have to constantly go at full force.
I don't
Trying
believe
to
that.
win though.
Why not?
We're going to strike that from the record.
I think in a towel snap fight, it's less about strength and more about speed. And
Then, yeah,
can
Sonic-
he,
You're saying Sonic
can
has
he really
speed?
like dial that back?
Sonic would.
He's all about speed. He's so all about speed that he wanted to use "gotta go fast" as a medical condition to fight a speeding ticket.
I'll fight it in court, but I don't think they're gonna accept gotta go fast as a medical condition.
Oh, that's
Sonic.
yeah.
He thinks it's over. It's all gone. Everybody's gone home and everything. He's just gone. You know what? I'd like a chili dog. He goes over. He walks because it's not always about speed. He walks over, gets a chili dog, and just as he's about to bite into it, he goes. Out of the chili dog comes a towel. He's in the hot dog, hiding, waiting, biding his time to get Sonic. Finally, he wins.
Okay, so Nick Wilde might be like smart and sneaky, but he's not compressible. So he's not
Yeah, I mean, if you're
Damn.
Electro,
Maybe not in the chili dog, but I could see Nick Wilde getting revenge hours, even days later.
So Alex,
Sonic.
Gwen,
Sonic.
Charlie,
Nick.
Nick.
Only because I know I'm probably going to lose.
Then I guess it's gonna go to Sonic then. Alex, would you like Daria Morgendorfer from Daria, Zack and Cody Martin from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Knuckles the Echidna from Sonic the Hedgehog, or Dr. Joshua Sweet from Atlantis, The Lost Empire?
I'm gonna have to go with my boy Joshua Sweet.
Gwen, would you like Phone Bone from Bone, Chopper from Star Wars Rebels, Candy Kong from Donkey Kong Country, or Blythe the Half-Wolf from Elden Ring?
Let's go with Candy Kong.
Charlie, would you like Abbott and Costello, the comedians, Brian Mills from Taken, Cow and Chicken from Cow and Chicken, or Bjorn the Unicorn from Peggle?
Let's do Brian Mills.
He does have a particular set of skills, but will they be any use against Dr. Joshua Sweet? It's stage makeup.
He does have a particular set of skills.
I don't think
Yeah.
that's part of it.
He never
Yeah,
dictates.
these are two characters.
I don't know
that
these
wouldn't
guys.
expect to
He
be
shows
stage
them.
makeup.
He shows his skills over the course of the movie.
I assume Dr. Joshua Sweet is a doctor and can do things like surgery, therefore has a very steady hand.
That's
Yes.
true.
And I think that would give him an advantage in applying makeup.
Whatever his name is an elite assassin. So he
Two-
likely also has a fairly steady hand.
His daughter gets kidnapped and like taken to another country, like across,
Right.
like overseas, and then he goes and gets her back, and like completely dismantles the like criminal organization along the way, almost like a power fantasy kind of thing, you know.
Oh, I
Where-
have seen this.
Yeah.
I just don't remember like the characterization of the guy, I guess. But
He's a normal guy until you flip his elite assassin switch, and then he's an elite assassin. So
Do
Yeah.
you think
So
if
John
we
Wick.
gave him the
Pretty much.
makeup gun as made by Homer Simpson, he would be any better?
Close your eyes, Marge. And now you're ready for a night on the town. Okay, this time try to keep your nostrils closed.
that's not part of his
No.
standard kit.
I don't know.
No, I think that would actually make him worse.
Sweet has much more personality. He's kind of boisterous, isn't he?
Yeah. personable,
Yeah,
friendly.
yeah, and I think that as a doctor, you kind of need to have at least some eye for aesthetics because you need to be able to tell when something's out of place or something needs like a little adjustment here or there. And I think that that might help him with applying makeup to somebody.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot to go on here, but I would think I would go for sweet.
So Charlie,
Sweet
you're
better.
saying sweet. Alex,
Yeah.
Sweet.
Gwen,
Whoever they just said.
sweet. All right, wasn't paying attention. All right, Gwen, I believe it's your turn. Would you like Song Gi-yoon, that's player 456 from Squid Game, Jake Berenson from Animorphs, Alfred Pennyworth from Batman, or Pierre Despereaux from Psych?
I'll go for Alfred. Alfred's fun.
Saw all the Animorphs books every single time there's a Scholastic book fair, but never
See,
actually
I
read
know
any of them.
I own the entire collection except for one, and that's the final book of the series.
And you will never
And I'm
buy
not
that.
I'm not in a particular hurry to get it either because it wasn't good. It was honestly the worst book of the series.
See, I know. So my sis loves Animorphs, and I know she's gonna kill me for not including a character. I don't know the series, so sorry.
That's fine. That's fine.
Do we have a PO
so
box
Alfred
for people to send
Pennyworth.
things to you?
Oh yeah, we actually you can go to raspberrygrenade.games and go over to the Anyone's Game page, and on that page is a button to submit characters or even events.
That's not
You
what I
just
said.
click on that, takes you to a Google form. And no, I don't have a PO box, but this is easier.
So that people can send you the book and you're just inundated with them.
Oh,
Just have a bunch of people send him the last book of the Animorphs.
oh my God, no. If I wanted to buy it, I could. If I wanted to buy it, I could. And I have read
You
it.
get toilet paper for a while.
Send him 10 copies.
It's Alfred Pennyworth versus Tigger.
Oh, good lord.
First touch boffer fighting.
What is that?
Like, you know how when you fight with a sword, it's dangerous as hell? You know it's less dangerous? Making the sword out of foam. That's a boffer.
So it's like
Okay, so
LARP
just-
weapons, LARP fighting.
Alfred and Tigger. I mean,
Alfred
it's-
would destroy that tiger.
well, yeah. I feel like you could give him like.
Oh, I don't know. Tigger is real dodgy.
Tigger's man, like, he
Oh.
Hard to
can beat an
hit.
average person, but Alfred has special forces training.
Yeah, Alfred has beat some some bad dudes, right? So I feel like
Yeah.
no, he has that advantage.
This would be a
Tigger would be
crazy
tough to
fun match
hit.
to watch.
Yeah,
Tigger
but I
could get
don't
the
think
height.
Tigger would do much hitting is the other
Just-
problem. He's mostly
Yeah.
just bouncing
Yeah.
around.
And Alfred's British, so he had longsword training in school.
Yeah, definitely.
And it is to first touch. So if Tigger bounces high and Alfred clips his tail, that's the match.
That's the other thing is Tigger's going to be in the air the whole time, and you can't really dodge in the air. So
Or just can't reach him.
You could just jump or
If
like
he
yeah, like
bounces high enough,
jump
I
off of
suppose.
something.
Well, yeah, but once you're in the air, it's way harder to dodge an incoming attack because you don't have anything to push against.
You
Oh,
are sort
damn.
of at the mercy of gravity and any
Yeah.
rogue
That
drafts.
Tigger's lack of discipline would be his downfall.
So
Yeah.
it sounds like we're going with Alfred.
Yeah,
One
Alfred.
one second. Isn't he
Okay.
technically already a boffer, Tigger?
all he has to do is ram into Alfred.
Oh,
He's a
don't
buffer
put
tiger.
technicalities in there. No.
See,
If he
no
did
core,
try to,
so he
if
would be
he
a
did
throwing
try to,
weapon.
like, okay, hold on a second. Let's run with that for a moment. Let's say that we count Tigger as a buffer tiger. Alfred is still going to be able to hit him before Tigger gets close.
Just
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
punt him.
and also like that's also like saying, oh well, let's have a contest with like who's going to swim the fastest. Oh well, Alfred's made 80% of water or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like nah, dude.
Yeah.
Most people
Alfred
have made
takes it.
60% of water, but Alfred is 80%.
Alright, so Alfred then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alfred.
Charlie, would you like Nabbit from Super Mario, Porky Pig from Looney Tunes, Annie Edison from Community, or Lightning McQueen from Cars?
Annie Edison.
All right, Annie Edison versus Candy Kong. Crawling for distance. Whoever gets farther in like 3 hours is the winner.
So like
Annie,
They're not
3
allowed to move.
hours of
They're not allowed to.
Like-
Yeah, they're not allowed to move forward without unless they're crawling.
So like I know like Candy's obviously like she's an animal and like that you could say she has that advantage, but also Annie's
I mean, they are
fucking
both
crazy.
primates.
Yeah.
Well, they're both that's true. They're both primates. But no, Annie's fucking crazy. I just feel like through sheer will she would just get through it.
Annie has
Right.
commitment to a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my question is, does the traditional way of great apes walking around count with their knuckles and their feet, or do they have to
I
get
wouldn't
down
say
on their
so.
knees?
No, because Candy is very solidly bipedal.
Also, apes have terrible knees, so that could be really bad for
Oh,
Candy.
Don't I know it?
Man.
Compared to humans, apes have awful knees. They're not very sturdy.
So sounds like we're going with Annie.
I think so.
Annie.
She's got the
Yeah,
gumption.
dude.
All right.
Gumption.
Gumption.
Like Candy
All
would
right.
stop like 20 minutes into it, and Annie would go for the full 3 hours anyway, just to prove a point.
Alex, would you like Charles from Pokemon Black and White, Diddy Kong from Donkey Kong Country, George Jetson from The Jetsons, or Casey Jones from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
You're getting so many Kongs.
I guess we'll put up Diddy Kong and keep the Kong train going.
I forgot about the Charles episode.
All right, Gwen, would you like Dr. Daniel Jackson from Stargate SG-1, Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones, Smaug the Magnificent from The Hobbit, or President Thomas J. Whitmore from Independence Day?
I'll go with the Hobbit boy. Or
Smaug
Hobbit.
the Magnificent?
Yeah, yes. I don't know why I said
Are you-
boy. I was,
Wait,
I was
hang
like,
on.
There's
hang
one
on.
little man
Are you
there.
talking about? Yeah, I was gonna say. Are you talking about Smaug the Magnificent from The Hobbit, or are you talking about Tyrion Lannister from Game
No,
of Thrones?
no, my brain, I short circuited and I was like, word for dragon, not in my database.
Word for dragon, none found.
Smaug the
All
I
right,
just
so
want that
it was
boy
Smaug.
Smaug the
who's
Magnificent.
Yeah. It's early for me.
Sorry,
All right,
Peter Dinklage.
that's already finished. Spin again.
He's not watching. Which means we can slag him
There
off.
we are. All right, Smaug the Magnificent versus Sneezy.
Oh
I
no.
mean, they both blow chunks sometimes in different ways.
Dragons and dwarves are natural
Yeah.
enemies.
The contest is sentence diagramming.
Explain.
So you have a large complex sentence, right? And a whiteboard. Diagram the sentence.
Yeah, you have to separate out like the nouns and the verbs
Yeah,
and the
separate out nouns, verbs, adverbs, articles, conjunctions.
Clauses.
Yeah, define like where the clauses of the sentence are, that kind of thing.
Oh God, I want to kill myself.
It's a way of breaking down sentences visually, and no one remembers shit.
yeah.
You
I'm
just had a
hardly
flashback,
surprised.
though,
I
so-
feel like I've been neuralized.
Well, that's not exactly some shit you just forget. You ever see one of these, son?
Smaug is very well spoken, and my problem with Sneezy in this is he's going to be starting to diagram it out, right? And then he goes, and the entire thing
Yeah.
is
He
ruined.
needs to use anything but a whiteboard.
Although, if he's got the marker against the board and he sneezes, that'll give him a nice straight line across the board. Just
Great.
No, whiteboard.
He just wins by accident.
White
Sorry.
clean.
I don't see Sneezy being able to get a diagram done without
think so.
interrupting.
I guess Smaug, yeah. I mean, he's well spoken. He's, yeah.
Sounds like 3 votes for Smaug.
I mean, he's not a wordsmith for a dragon. Like, I'd give it to Parthenax over Smaug, but in this
Yeah,
case,
but-
Smaug.
Compared
Alright.
to someone who can't draw on a whiteboard to save their life.
Where would a dragon learn to speak and learn English so well? Is there a big dragon school?
I
Well,
feel
there was a big progenitor dragon who I'm pretty sure was one of the Valar or something.
Oh no, I've never questioned this. I love dragons, by the way. Like, so I'm thinking, oh shit,
You
where do
used
they?
to be
It's an
one.
awesome poster.
I don't know.
Who taught him to speak? He's so well spoken.
Pretty sure he went to Juilliard.
Oh right.
Sure.
Okay, that makes sense.
Charlie, would you like Vermin Supreme, the American presidential candidate, Abed Nadir from Community, Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy, or Tony the Tiger, the mascot of Frosted Flakes?
I gotta put Tony the Tiger in there. There's a lot of good choices there. Tony the Tiger came up yesterday as for something.
You just-
good.
Spin again.
Yeah, he's okay. It's fine.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
Tony the
Frosted
Tiger versus Diddy Kong. Pokemon training.
Oh.
Oh,
So they get a
Dang.
team and have to train it.
Yes, they have 6 months to go out, gather and train a Pokemon team, and then come back and battle.
Okay, on one hand, Tony the Tiger is clearly a coach type character. He would have all this athletic energy. He'd be a great trainer and all that stuff. I cannot see past Diddy Kong's deep and abiding protagonist energy. He's even got the little red hat.
You could turn it backwards in a desperate time.
I don't.
Yeah.
Hmm. Doesn't Tony always
Or
have
every
like a
time
hat
he
or
throws a
something?
Pokeball.
No.
Hold on,
Tony has a kerchief.
Tony could buy a hat. What was it? He's worn hats.
It's not about the hat. It's about being the kind of person who always wears the hat.
He's a coach. I think that settles it already. Like he's a trader in and of himself. Like,
Is he?
But it's about the relationship with the Pokemon, right? Diddy Kong is a young protagonist character who would just have be great friends with his Pokemon, go through all these trials, and
Diddy Kong is
bigger,
also,
tougher, better trained character.
Diddy Kong is also known as a consistent underdog.
But like, I'm sorry, like, like I don't think like I don't know. I think like
talk.
The only games he doesn't talk in are the Smash Bros. Games.
No, he does. He talk on the other. You didn't talk in Icon Country.
Alexa.
Was
Tony the Tiger a coach?
From MaryNollSchool.org. Coach Solito, or Tony the Tiger as some have come to know him, was the athletic director and head boys basketball coach at Maryland.
What? No, not a real person. No, Tony the Tiger. Not that. Tony the Tiger, shut up! The cereal mascot. Alexa, I can't even say her name. Alexa, was Tony the Tiger, the cereal mascot, a coach?
From MaryNollSchool.org.
No! Not that again! Shut up! Alexa, stop! Fucking asshole.
I have another argument against Tony. He might be a coach, but one of his things of advice is to feed kids Frosted Flakes, which are not good.
Oh, god damn it.
It's just sugar and corn.
At the end of the day, he's a corporate shill.
It's not great. It's just sugar and corn.
I'm on Team Diddy Kong.
Diddy Kong.
It was right there. I had to scroll down.
But okay, just because he's a coach, I guess, doesn't mean he's a good coach either. Because like, you know, I've seen coaches that are like, all right, let's go to McDonald's after the game. Like, I don't think that's gonna do well.
All right, so sounds like Diddy.
Diddy Kong.
I'm voting Tony.
Why is
All
that?
that argument about
because he's a coach. It only makes sense.
What Pokemon would he have had?
Mankey.
Just all Mankey.
That's just creepy.
Team of Mankeys.
Is there a Pokemon that looks like a banana?
No, but there is one that has bananas dangling from its neck.
That
one. Yeah, there's
weird.
Tropius. Yeah, so he has like what, Tropius and Executor and all the ones that look like
whatever the one that looks like a palm tree is.
Executor.
That's Executor.
Alolan Executor.
Yeah, for the extra palm.
Machamp.
It's an egg Pokemon that looks like a palm tree with coconuts.
Yeah, well,
I
it
don't
starts
get it
out as a
either.
batch of eggs, and then it turns into a palm tree, because that's natural. That's just evolution, baby.
And you know what?
Okay.
It's a dragon.
Yeah.
Diddy Kong versus 9 volt, 18 volt, and 13 amp. Mediation between their previous opponents. So that's Tony the Tiger and Daphne Blake have some kind of dispute. Diddy Kong, 9 volt, 18 volt, and 13 amp have to try to figure out how to resolve the dispute to both parties' mutual satisfaction.
We've already established I don't trust, our fourth grade imposter. So I'm gonna say Diddy Kong because,
well,
I don't know.
Now hang on. He did settle a dispute between 13 amp and some other kid through rap.
I'm gonna say Diddy Kong.
Diddy's adult. Diddy's not a kid. He's
Alexa, how old is Diddy Kong?
According to fandom, Diddy Kong's age is 9 to 11.
Still a kid.
You can't trust fandom.com results.
Hey Google,
what source
how old is Diddy Kong?
Diddy Kong Racing is 26 years old. Its initial release date was 1997.
No, not the game! I'm gonna give up with that. Whatever you say.
Good.
I feel like for some reason Diddy Kong would just be a comforting presence where he's just boy, I don't know. Like he's an animal. I think animals are more comforting than people.
He's just boy.
How does he handle? But how does Diddy Kong handle conflict?
Calmly, hands Tony a banana, walks over to Daphne, hands her a banana.
You get
sits down with a banana of his own and just listens.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I want Diddy Kong to win, but I just don't think he has the skills here. I mean, what is his normal method of dealing with conflict? Just jumping on people, bouncing on their heads,
shooting them with peanuts.
And then they realize they've got more problems than their own.
Yeah, they band together to defeat Diddy Kong.
with the three, I feel they got multiple perspectives going on. They've resolved conflicts before. They play lots of different types of games. I just think they got more flexibility and more awareness of other people's issues.
Okay, but also 9 volt and 13 amp are kind of troublemakers sometimes. Like 18 volts solved an issue, but 13 amp caused that issue. And
There
9
is that.
volt is always staying up late and playing video games, trying not to get caught by his mom.
That's fair.
You're
That's
saying
fair.
they're
like,
experienced
good
in
mediators.
conflict resolution.
Yeah,
Whereas
if conflict
Diddy-
resolution is your demon mom kicks down the door and takes your video games.
They're more experienced in conflict creation.
Diddy Kong isn't exactly a mediator, but I don't know that
Okay.
9
Well,
volts
let me-
and 13 amp are either.
That's a fair argument. I would switch my position to I would rather have an argument mediated by the monkey
Same.
Yeah, I mean, I think
than those
Diddy
three
Kong's
weirdos.
just- I think he's kind. He does jump on people, but that's evil crocodiles who steal all the bananas. So no.
Also, a point in his favor, I think, is when in Diddy Kong Racing, when Timber's island got taken over by Wizpig, Diddy was the first person Timber reached out to for help. Diddy brought more friends along, and they raced carts to get the island back.
Yeah, I think it's Diddy Kong.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go for Diddy.
Alex, would you like Commander William Riker from Star Trek The Next Generation, Michael Knight from Knight Rider, Rick O'Connell from The Mummy, or Toonces, the cat who could drive a car from Saturday Night Live?
Such a funny character. I'll go with Rick O'Connell, though.
All right, Gwen, would you like Mum Ra from Thundercats, Mustache Girl from A Hat in Time, The Box Ghost from Danny Phantom, or Pork Chop from Doug?
Oh, the box goes. I'm the box ghost.
I am the box ghost. I have power over all containers, cardboard and square.
He did actually get real dangerous, though, one time
Yeah.
when when they found Pandora's box.
Prepare to meet the ultimate evil. Huh?
Charlie, would you like Shan Yu from Mulan, Rouge the Bat from Sonic the Hedgehog, Bill S. Preston from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, or Ronald McDonald from McDonald's?
You know, we haven't had any good ditches yet, so let's go with a ditch.
All right, here is your ditch. You get Spot from 7-Up, Don Quixote and Sancho Panza from The Man of La Mancha, or Makoto Naegi from Danganronpa.
Definitely Don Quixote.
Don Quixote and Sancho Panza versus the Globglogabgalab.
You are just making up words now.
Someone's going to have to explain
I've
that
said
one.
that word multiple times. He's a character from Stravinsky and the Mysterious House. He has a large collection of books, and in this movie, books are portrayed to be a bad thing. The Globglogabgalab is the yeast of thoughts and minds. Basically, he gets into your head through reading and just kind of fills it with air. Emergency plane landing.
I mean, he's not going to read the instruction manual, is he?
Yeah. No.
Well, he definitely would.
Oh, because he's the bad guy. He's the Gabgalab, or whatever you said.
Globglogabgalab.
Shut up.
He mostly got it right.
Yeah,
Alex,
like
you
Don
were
Quixote would be a drag, but Sancho is surprisingly competent at various times in the story.
And he can manage Don Quixote. He would get him through it.
So I don't think they're terrible at this, although they've never seen an airplane in their lives.
What kind of plane?
I feel like. Hear me out. I feel like Gabgob. I know his name. I can't say it.
Let's just
but,
call
like,
him Gobbers.
Gobbers. So
Globbers?
Gobbers. I don't know if he's ever gotten out of that house, because like just look how big the guy is. I feel like his weight alone would make the plane go down faster.
He is a glob.
In emergency plane landing, usually you have someone talking to you over the radio. At least, you know, that's the case in the movies, and they guide you through the process of landing the thing. The pilot has been incapacitated, so we've got these three jokers instead.
He's having a massive poo in the toilet.
He got
That's where
locked in the toilet.
Globglogabgalab came from.
Turbulence happened while he was on the pot,
Oh.
and he's been knocked unconscious by a moving wall.
Bring on the
as
wall!
the plane was undergoing turbulence. Yeah, it's a different kind of brain wall right there.
Definitely going
It's a
for
wall
for
that'll brain
Don
you.
Quixote.
Yeah, same.
I will say I'm going for Sancho Panza, not Don Quixote.
All right, Quixote and Panza versus Sonic the Hedgehog. Thumb wrestling. Sonic has to win both.
I don't see how Sonic loses either, though, because we got
Yeah, me neither.
an
Does have
old
big
guy
hands, doesn't
and
he?
and a dumpy middle-aged man. versus the fastest thing alive.
Sounds like Sonic then?
Sonic.
Yeah.
All right. Alex, would you like Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes, Animal from the Muppets, Kwame from Captain Planet and the Planeteers, or Prospero from The Tempest?
I'm gonna have to go with Calvin.
Glad we got rid of the glob go glab galab, because then we won't have Calvin and globs.
Calvin versus Richard B. Riddick. The contest is string figures.
I mean, Calvin is a child who would do something like that.
But he would get himself tied up.
He would.
He's not that
Riddick-
kind of. He doesn't play
Riddick
that
would
kind of
kill
game usually.
someone with it.
Riddick would have several ways of turning that into a deadly weapon with a garrote or something, but I think he would be very graceful about it.
I think it's true. I think Calvin would just be very impatient because he's been known to be that way.
Or
I can see the comic now where he's trying to do string figures and his hands are just absolutely tied together.
He'd give up immediately, Calvin would.
Riddick's
just
gone-
like
And then
stop his
Hobbs would
feet.
come along and
Made
do it
this
well.
great big lovely sort of upside down Eiffel Tower, right at the bottom just someone hanging.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a teacher and I've seen. Well, he's
You've
like in
seen
the
that?
first grade, right?
That's worrying.
Oh no, no, no! I've seen how impatient children can be. Like I asked them, hey, so I want you to draw a flower, and this one kid just like flopped on the floor. I'm like, what's up? He's like, I don't want to do it. I'm like, all right.
At least he knew what he wanted.
So sounds like Riddick then?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Richard B. Riddick versus King Atticus of Corginia. Make that Richard B. Riddick and Calvin versus King Atticus of Corginia and Static Shock in Double Dutch.
That's the one with the legs, isn't it? Where you're hopping and...
No,
so are
that's,
they both?
that's jump rope, where you
Oh,
have two
right.
ropes going like this.
They're both on the inside?
Yeah, they're both
The
on the
jump ropes?
inside, and they need to jump over the rope more times than their opponents.
Because
You
I
get
feel like
one.
Calvin is going to be a drag here again.
You get 1 point
Yeah,
per
short little
rope per
legs.
person. So if you both survive a given jump, then
You
that's
both
2 points for your
survive.
team.
Don't you know we use bladed ropes in this league?
I mean,
We use
Riddick and
girls.
Static Shock both have the agility to do this plenty of times.
Cheese wire.
But I think Atticus has probably got the advantage over Calvin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
partner.
definitely.
Because Calvin's going to do the same thing that happened with the rope figures, is just get caught up in the ropes.
Would
And,
either of them want to be
And Atticus
Dutch
could probably trot,
once?
you know.
What?
It was a really bad pun.
So it sounds like Atticus and Static Shock.
Yeah.
All right, Gwen. Would you like Empress Emily Caldwin from Dishonored, Snidely Whiplash from The Rocky and Bullwinkle Show, Wednesday Addams from The Addams Family, or Baba from Baba Is You?
Let's do Wednesday Addams.
All right, Wednesday Addams versus Rick O'Connell in a go-kart race.
She would be ruthless.
Yeah, I feel like
Would.
she would be.
And imagine the wheels suddenly have what are they the spikes that stick out.
Or she'd just pull out a switchblade and slash his tires on the way past.
Yeah,
That would
very
be
true.
cheating.
bow and
That
arrow.
would be cheating, though. Could you do
That's
it
her
without cheating?
style, though. That's what she does.
She wouldn't cheat if she knew the rules were. If she would get disqualified for cheating. She's not that type of person.
Right. If she escalates in violence, however, nobody gets hurt, does that still count?
I mean, if she swings at him with an axe or something and he manages to duck it, she's still disqualified.
The thing is, he often has to deal with curses, and it falls into the bad end of them, right? Where she, is a living curse. Stuff would go bad for him.
I don't think anyone could survive Wednesday unless she wanted them to.
Now, she could just ram him off the road.
That would be escalating
Is that
violence.
That would
I
not be
think she-
cheating because she's just driving the cart.
Yeah,
Oh, then
I
she would
think
absolutely do that.
Yeah,
Isn't-
she would do that, and Rick wouldn't because she's a child.
Yeah, true.
It was just a go-kart race, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
She still would do that.
That's against the rules of go-karting. You're not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to do that because it damages the cart, not because...
And can hurt people.
Yeah,
Well, sure.
it is also
These things
liability.
flip all the time.
Right.
Don't go near them,
But
because they could come near you.
we're not worried about well-being of either carts or contestants here. As long as they're just driving the cart, I think it's probably fine here. This is a high-ish stakes race here. Some ramming is to be expected, just like in NASCAR.
We can either go one way or the other way. We can have no violence or all the violence. We've got to make a decision.
I think it's Wednesday. I think we do all the violence.
I think if it was put to them, they'd both agree to make it a pretty hardcore game.
Then Rick still wouldn't do anything because she is one, a woman, and two, a child.
So Wednesday then?
Yep.
I think Wednesday.
Wednesday Addams versus Annie Edison. Make that Wednesday Addams and Rick O'Connell versus Annie Edison and Candy Kong. Ballroom dancing.
Huh.
Oh, that's got to be Wednesday and O'Connell.
They have so much flair.
That would be brilliant
And Annie-
either way.
It would be
think,
good, but Annie's going to be
Rick
the
has
one who
done
trips
this.
up here.
I think Rick would trip up too. He's very much not the ballroom
No,
dancing kind of
He
person.
can be charming when he needs to, though.
But it's
I
like a
don't think
rugged
he
kind
needs
of
to.
charm, not like a sophisticated kind of
I
charm.
mean,
He could
I got
show
a case
it.
against
Wednesday,
Annie.
Wednesday would be leading and dipping him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was going
I
to say. He would just
Okay.
be. He could just go limp, and she would make him look like he's dancing,
Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
Annie-
and it would
one
be
of the
amazing.
whole plot points. Yeah, one of the whole plot points of Community is that Annie is not very coordinated.
That and like in social situations, like
But could
especially
Candy Kong
she like
adjust
slips
for
up.
that? Do you think Candy could adjust for that?
I don't think as much as Wednesday could.
I
think
don't
Rick would
think-
be fine in a ballroom dance situation.
I think Annie would understand Candy anyway. Just ooh. She's like, okay, I don't know what's happening.
Banana. Oh, okay, dance.
Just
She, like-
just stand on banana peels and go.
So here's my another case against Annie. She has had bad juju with monkeys.
Isn't that right, Annie's boobs?
Please rename that thing.
It sounds like it sounds like Candy would kind of be Annie's nightmare just by existing.
Yeah, no, just the grudge of like she's gonna steal my pens.
We passed. Sorry, Annie. 8 pens ago. I keep bringing pens, and you guys keep taking them, and I'm afraid I'm putting my foot down.
From now on, we need to be more respectful of our things. Okay? Okay. Cool.
All right, so sounds like Wednesday and Rick then.
Yep.
Charlie,
Yeah.
if you're nodding, I can't hear you.
I just thought my position was clear already.
Wednesday versus Diddy Kong. Hot dog eating.
That's probably Diddy Kong.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's Diddy.
Diddy would
Yeah.
demolish some hot dogs.
That's true. He eats
Yeah,
like
as much as
100
I love
bananas a
Wednesday.
level.
By the time Wednesday had finished one hot dog, he would have finished all the hot dogs.
He's starting to reach for hers. Charlie, would you like the Doctor from Star Trek Voyager, Beetlejuice from Beetlejuice, Phil Diffie from Phil of the Future, or Zoe Washburn from Firefly?
In honor of recent news, let's go with the second one.
This episode's going to be dated now.
They usually are.
Enlighten The idiots, please.
Yeah,
Well, our local representative, Lauren Boebert, was in Denver seeing Beetlejuice the musical and had an incident where she got kicked out for vaping and filming with her camera and talking loudly. Flipped off the people on her way out, and she denied everything until they came out with video that showed she was also groping her boyfriend and vice versa.
This is a show at which kids were present.
What?
So, family values and all that.
Alex,
Yeah.
would you like Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four, Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street, Dean Winchester from Supernatural, or Jake Long from American Dragon Jake Long?
I don't think I've seen him up there yet, so I'll put up Jake Long.
Gwen, would you like Ron Stoppable from Kim Possible, Kat from Red Dwarf, Kit from Knight Rider, or Coach Z from Homestar Runner?
I almost want to do our Z, but I'm gonna go with Ron. I was talking with Fred recently, and I was mentioning Homestar Runner. I was trying to describe it, and I was like, the little white guy. I was like, wait.
I've ever heard.
So,
All right.
Game of Thrones?
Ron Stoppable versus Beetlejuice. Tech deck tricks.
Oh, is it
I
like the
feel
little skateboard things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I feel like
Ron, I
Swanson
think.
nails tech deck tricks.
I mean,
It's Ron
Beetlejuice
Stoppable.
could do some
Ron
really
Stoppable,
crazy,
right.
weird shit with that, but I think Ron's skills would win out.
Booyah!
Ron Swanson and Ron Stoppable are related.
I mean,
So
I
sounds
guess,
like Ron?
yeah, Ron.
You're saying?
I think Ron. Yeah.
All right, Ron Stoppable versus Alfred Pennyworth. Wabbit season.
Oh, easily Alfred, dude.
They go into the woods. Who's
I don't
coming
think
back with more
Ron-
Wabbits?
I don't think Ron could bring himself to kill or capture a rabbit.
They have
Such a nice guy.
they have 5 months.
5 months.
Alfred would come back. Alfred would come back with Bugs Bunny himself. Like
I think Ron would be dead. He doesn't come out of the woods.
We can assume that there is a
cabin.
Oh, what was that place called? No,
shed,
a lodge,
like a tent, shelter,
Holiday Inn.
No, he had a favorite restaurant that he always would go to.
Oh, where the nacho's from. Bueno Taco, I think. Right?
Bueno Taco, yeah, or Bueno Nacho. Not to be confused with Taco Bueno, which is an actual taco chain that exists. We can assume that there's one of those near the woods.
But like I said, Alfred comes back with Bugs Bunny himself, so you know.
Yeah, this is definitely an Alfred thing.
Charlie, would you like Scooter from Borderlands, Shark from The Bad Guys, Alan Powers, the Brain from Arthur, or Dr. Bees from Dr. Bees?
I think I'm going to go with a ditch.
You're not going to pick Dr. Bees!
I will laugh at Dr. Bees, but no, I will never pick Dr. Bees.
The situation has only been made worse with the addition of yet more bees.
Sun Wukong, the Monkey King from Journey to the West, Pepperoni from Lego Island, or Teddy from Bob's Burgers?
Let's go with Sun Wukong.
Sun Wukong, the Monkey King versus Funky Kong, food delivery.
Oh, that would be Funky Kong, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, he's got barrels that fly. He's got a surfboard that he can actually kind of hover with.
I don't care how much vehicles he has. Sun Wukong is much, much faster than all of them.
But Sun Wukong is chaos incarnate. It would never deliver the thing on time or where it was supposed to go or in good condition.
He will
and
after
Funky
the
is
Journey
known
to
for
the
selling
West.
things.
He becomes a bona fide Buddhist.
I suppose that's true.
Who would you prefer
you'll
showing
get
up
there.
at your door with a pizza?
I mean, Funky Kong for sure, but Sun Wukong's going to do it faster. He jumped to
If
the
Sun
edge of the
Wukong in
universe.
his fully realized self, then yeah, Sun Wukong would easily do it.
I would happily sacrifice speed for insert rest
Presentation.
of sentence here. Presentation, that's a good one.
I'd rather see Funky, yeah.
I mean, I'd rather see Funky show up, but like the metric isn't. But like food delivery isn't about how cool it is; it's how fast you get your food.
If he came in flailing through the air like on a
It's
barrel,
not just. Well,
You know what?
I'd be impressed. Best pizza.
Let's back up for a second. It's not necessarily about speed. Like, who would you actually rather have your food delivered by?
It's also customer service, if you think about it, too.
There is also customer service. There's a little bit of presentation, you know. There's also...
Okay, I think you also all don't necessarily realize just how fucking flamboyant Sun Wukong is.
I don't really know much about him.
I think that's the problem we've got here. We don't really
Please describe.
Presents himself as the Monkey King for a reason, because he is the first among monkeys. After he manages to defeat the entire army of heaven, he gets tons and tons of various heavenly titles. Sun Wukong, in Journey to the West, basically single-handedly destroys the entire army of heaven. The Jade Emperor sends...
I don't think he demeaned himself by delivering food after all that.
He would, though, especially after he becomes a Buddha. That was all about him learning humility.
There is the term overqualified for a reason, right?
I know, but what I'm saying is that Sun Wukong is going to be able to give you a really great presentation as well, and he'll get it to you faster.
Maybe it being in his presence would just make the pizza better.
All right.
And also, sounds like Sun Wukong then?
Monkey's hair.
Sun Wukong the Monkey King versus Dee Dee. Interrogating their previous opponents. So Sun Wukong is interrogating Funky Kong, and Dee Dee is interrogating Chuck E. Cheese.
I mean, there's an argument to be made here that Dee Dee can annoy the information out of Chuck E. Cheese before Sun Wukong could break.
They've each got a secret. Who's getting that secret from their target faster?
Dee Dee's definitely playing good cop and bad cop.
Yeah.
Dee Dee's playing, just asking again and 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 again, and he would break.
Also, I have this headcanon that, like, so he's around children all the time, right? He's got to be tired, just, like, all the time, constantly. So, like, just having,
I think he might be projecting here a little bit.
Yeah. No, look, I am the kid specialist, right? Like, I know this. But no, I just feel like after he's clocked out, He doesn't want to deal with like another child that's going into his ear. So I think he just cracked.
Sun Wukong has the disadvantage of he's trying to get into Funky Kong's head, and Funky Kong is just cool as a cucumber. So
exactly,
he sat there eating the pizza he should have delivered.
All right, Didi versus King Atticus of Corginia, shooting fish in a barrel.
Can't see Atticus being able to shoot a barrel very well at all.
Cannon,
let alone the fish inside it.
Yeah, Didi is gonna go crazy.
I want Atticus, but I
in
think
general.
Didi, yeah.
Yeah, she does go crazy
Right.
in general, but especially in a competition like this.
Alex, would you like Sticky Webb from The Proud Family, Audrey Ramirez from Atlantis, The Lost Empire, Mario from Super Mario, or Kevin Durand, the actor?
I'll put up Mario.
Mario versus the Box Ghost, espionage.
Neither
See,
of
like
them
the
are
Box
very...
Ghost should have such an advantage
Sneaky.
here, but he's also the Box Ghost.
I don't know the Box Ghost, but I'm imagining you could get him, easily ship him to someplace and have him there, thus infiltrate it.
Yeah, he
problem
is also
he's
a
the
ghost.
loudest ghost who ever lived. So I
think
guess
the
the real question is, can the Box Ghost hide himself long enough? Because otherwise he's got this in the bag.
Yeah, just in the box.
Yeah, I think so.
let's put it in the box.
Unless Mario punches the box, it knocks him out of it.
Mario would just not shut up. He'd just be, "What? Yeah." Whereas Box
That's
Ghost-
also very true. Mario's not very
hide.
subtle.
Mario does like espionage as needed in his game, but not like any actual effective kind of espionage stuff.
So, sounds like the Box Ghost then.
I think Box Ghost could probably get
All
there.
right.
It was never
The
gonna be
Box
Mario.
Ghost versus Dr. Joshua Sweet. Fossil identification.
Oh,
Is the Box
sweet.
Ghost-
Sure.
He's like a fossil in and of himself.
But he's a medical doctor. He can identify bones.
Yeah, I was going to say, he can at
Yes,
least
it's
tell you
evidence
what
is
kind of
there.
bone it probably is.
It's definitely
Yeah.
a bone.
I
That is
didn't know
definitely
Figure
a
out
bone.
how to articulate them.
Right,
you know.
that one's a
Yeah.
bone. That's a brush.
Dr. Joshua Sweet versus Sonic the Hedgehog. Rock, paper, scissors.
As we know,
If
paper
you are
every time.
capable, now, technically you're not supposed to do this, but is it cheating? If you're capable, if you're so fast that you can be making one hand thing, but then see what they're doing, and then change up your answer to meet them.
That
He
would
may
be
fast,
cheating,
but
yes.
I don't think his thinking is that fast.
Sonic is shown to be relatively slow in the thinking
But
department.
you'd think he'd have to have that much. It would balance out because obviously speed you need more thinking time because that's how time and space works.
I think
Yeah.
Sweet could psych him out.
I think the thing with Sonic is that he thinks so many thoughts all at once that it just turns into Chili Dog every time.
Right.
Yeah.
Chili
Rock,
is
paper,
famous for
scissors,
having
chili
all
dog.
sorts of things in it. So sounds like Sweet.
I think
Yeah.
so. He can do the
Dr.
mind.
Joshua Sweet versus Diddy Kong. Sock sliding for distance. You run on carpet, and then when you get to the edge of the carpet onto like linoleum, you slide and see how far you can get.
That's got to be Diddy Kong.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no question.
Diddy Kong slides into the final, and now facing Jake Long is our current champion, Webby Vanderquack, in a pillow fight.
Okay.
Webby would go so hard in a pillow fight.
Haven't we had this before?
I think so.
Yeah.
But,
yes.
but Jake Long also can turn into a dragon and is basically a superhero type, isn't he?
Yeah, but I mean,
And,
I don't
and
know
we
that he-
discussed that she would find one of these and just take
Yeah,
someone off their feet with it.
Would turning into
yeah.
a dragon be escalation?
No.
No.
I mean,
Not if he is one.
Jake can turn into a dragon, but he has a little bit of that like inexperienced hero vibe. Whereas Webby,
She has fought dragons before.
yeah, and
Ah.
Webby's inexperience is all in social matters, not
With a pillow, though?
being a deadly spy.
She probably has like a cannon or something that she could fire a pillow out of. And failing that, she's got a grappling hook. She could just
Yeah.
hold the pillow and just and
A
fire
grappling
the
pillow?
Yeah.
A whole range of pillow-based...
She shoots a pillow at you, grabs you, and pulls you back into another pillow that she has prepared.
Sold.
So Webby then?
Yeah,
I
Webby.
think Webby.
All right. Webby versus Smog the Magnificent. Honey guzzling.
Just like drinking honey.
Yep.
Oh
It's
my!
gonna
Oh,
be the dragon, I gotta say.
yeah, dragon.
Who
yeah.
is
Smog is a lot
drinking
bigger than
more
Webby.
honey relative to their natural body mass?
I
It's
feel
still
like
him.
dragons, yeah, could like hold a lot,
He's
right?
a glutton.
He's
Yeah.
a glutton. It's still
Also,
him.
the golden look of honey, he'd want a lot
Yeah,
of
he
that.
probably really likes
Oh, he'd be all over that.
Liquid gold.
Mm.
All right, Smog the Magnificent versus Alfred Pennyworth. Modeling.
I mean,
Okay, Smog is vain as hell.
like, I don't know how many furries are in the room, but like, as a furry, I'm saying, sorry, the dragon.
Alfred is kind of a stick in the mud.
He's an old geezer.
So, yeah, like I wouldn't put it past Smog to be able to flaunt his stuff better.
But
I
who's
would
going to
say-
be able to better show off like the style and intricacies of, say, a suit or a dress?
Definitely
Look,
a
a
dragon.
dragon suit, Smog is gonna kill it.
Alfred would be like a photo model. He'd hold out the product and it would look nice and clean, but he wouldn't have that style. He wouldn't have the flair.
wear it though.
I guess, like, to be fair, if I did see it, like, if I walked past the billboard and it had a dragon in the suit, I'd be like, all right, yeah.
Still think
Alfred's
it's gonna be
not going to
Smog.
take many great candid photos or planned photos. They're all going to be kind of the same.
I don't think he
boring
would
guy.
have
He's
fun
precise.
with it. He'd do the poses. He'd be like very stoic and very sort of, but he won't flaunt it like Smaug would.
If Smaug had a flaw, it would be wanting to have himself be seen more than the product. But I think that would still be good for the product.
I hate Burger King, but if Alfred was trying to be like, oh yes, have Burger King, I'd be like, no, I'm not having Burger King. But if Smog was like, here's some Burger King, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll have some Burger King. He'd just sell it better, I feel like.
All right, Smog the Magnificent then.
He would just eat an entire Burger King.
Have a Burger King. Ah.
This is how
All right.
I have it my way.
Smog the Magnificent versus Dee Dee. Table setting.
Does Smaug get a dragon-sized table?
Yeah.
It would still be a little hard because I don't think he has hands. Well, I guess it depends on which version we're going with because he does have front paws in some paintings.
As like a... Oh, sorry.
I'm just going on that.
I just don't see Dee Dee having the focus for this.
That's very true.
She loves doing, like, tea parties and shit, right?
That's a good point. She does play with dolls and stuff. Smaug's table setting would all be gold and jeweled. It would look amazing. Probably won't be very
He
good.
would have the best dishes around.
They'd be very small though.
Ah, man, I
So it
guess
sounds like Smaug then?
Tea party argument's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I still think
it
he likes
is,
the
but-
tea party though, because he is
He's
a
not-
dragon.
yeah.
The only way he eats is.
He's
So
not very
Dee Dee?
refined in that sense, no.
I guess
I think it might be Dee Dee.
I
All right,
will-
all right, Charlie, you're saying Dee Dee?
I'm going to point out.
I hate
we're
to, but
so
yeah.
close to having Dee Dee
Alex?
against Diddy.
Are we that close, really? Oh my god, we
Yeah,
are.
this is the last match. I think, given that sometimes Smaug doesn't have arms, it's going to be really hard for him to set the table. So, I'm gonna
Oh,
give it to
damn. Dee Dee. Let's go with Dee Dee.
Dee
I
Dee.
can't believe this actually happened.
Table sets into the final to face Diddy Kong. And the final works a little bit differently.
Give me
First,
1 second. My Roomba is like assaulting my door.
Flip it.
let me in. Please, please. Goo, 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 goo. I'm lonely. Goo, 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 goo.
Crumbs, please.
So the way the final works is a little bit differently. First player to take 2 contests takes the title. There are some contests in here that are free-for-alls, which bring in formerly eliminated contestants, and if they should win, they enter the final. The first contest is corn husking.
That's Diddy Kong.
It has to be. Like, Dee Dee
Yeah.
has that manic energy, but Diddy is very proficient in peeling things.
Monkeys are good at peeling.
And
And he's
also,
enthusiastic about food.
And also, like you have a big pile of like raw unhusked corn right here, right? He sits on the table between the 2 baskets, and he gets his feet in on it too, because those also have opposable thumbs.
Yeah. He's Dee Dee would be really good at this, but she loses to Diddy.
What is
Yeah.
corn but another kind of banana anyway?
Next up, it's campfire starting.
Given that Diddy's gone on, like, adventures and stuff, right? I feel like, he would... He probably already does that on a daily basis.
Considering
I don't
the
know
Dee Dee
that I've
factor.
seen
If it were
either of
ours,
these
I'd give it to
characters
Dee Dee.
start fire.
But
she's a bit chaotic, it's probably
She is
hard
chaotic.
for her to not set fires.
But see, that's the thing. I could see her setting fires, but building a campfire is actually like a tedious process.
and she's
you
not
can't
woodsy at all.
Yeah, you can't just throw fire at the logs and hope it catches.
Yeah, it's campfire starting, not forest fire starting.
Is she? Isn't she like part of the Scouts or something?
Girl
Maybe.
Scouts?
Girl Scouts
I'm
or
gonna look this up.
I think you might be thinking of Isabella Shapira Garcia, or
Oh.
Garcia Shapiro.
Oh yeah, I always get those 2 names
she's-
mixed up.
I don't think Dee Dee is any kind of like scout,
If it was arson, I'd say Dee Dee would be better, but like
Oh yeah, yeah.
but it does
But
have to be a
Diddy-
controlled
Diddy Kong
burn.
is probably a
Kong.
little more woodly.
Sounds like Diddy Kong then. All right, Diddy Kong becomes our new champion, but does he get the sweep? The last contest here is Sudoku.
That's not good for either of them.
Oh no. I feel like, okay, hear me out. Is there other times Diddy Kong has had to do puzzles in the game, in the context of the game?
I mean, in like Donkey Kong 64, there are so many puzzles all over the place that you have to figure out how to solve.
You think this might be one of the situations where the savant factor comes into it? Didi, who you never expect to be good at this type of thing, is just inexplicably, remarkably good at Sudoku, to the infuriation of Dexter.
That like writes down random numbers and it turns out to be the solution.
Yeah, I feel like we see Diddy solve a lot of tactile puzzles, but not like number puzzles.
Yeah.
This does seem like the type of thing that Didi would just randomly be really good at, especially if Dexter was struggling with it at the beginning of an episode.
Okay, sounds like everybody's saying Didi. So Didi takes Sudoku, but Diddy takes the title. Diddy Kong is our new champion. Yeah,
right.
Didi
did.
He did indeed do it.
They did it.
All right. So now, before we wrap things up here for the day, where can folks find more from you guys? Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex, and you can't find me.
Gwen.
So you can find me on Rome Cartoons on Twitter, also on Blue Sky. I basically do webcomics. A lot of it's just slice of lifey stuff about my life and growing up trans and just all the things life throws at you. I also have content here on YouTube, but it's mostly just time lapses. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right, and Charlie.
I am the master of Fire Thieves Studio, my art studio where I make post-apocalyptic art and LARP equipment and all kinds of stuff like that. You can find me on Facebook or my website. And I'll do all sorts of arts. That is all you need.
TJ.
Twitch.tv/TJ Pownell. You can find everything from there. Please don't look too hard. The usual stuff. You'll see it on. You can see it on the screen. It's all there. That's what I'm doing. Just that and this.
And if you want to see more Anyone's Game, you can always subscribe to this channel right here, Raspberry Grenade Games. You can also go to our website, raspberrygrenade.games, to see not just more Anyone's Game, but also our other projects as well, such as Asterism and Flanxiety and Gordian Maps, kind of a little hard to see right there, blends into the wall, as well as updates on additional projects. You can also submit additional characters and events that you'd like to see by going to raspberrygrenade.games. Go to the Anyone's Game page, and there's buttons right there that'll take you right to the form to suggest new characters and events. Diddy Kong husked more corn and started a better campfire than Didi. He slid further on his socks than Dr. Joshua Sweet, and ate more hot dogs than Wednesday Addams. He mediated better than the Volts and the Amp, and trained Pokemon to defeat Tony the Tiger. That's why Diddy Kong is our new champion. He'll be back next time to take on 31 new competitors and see if he can get another title, because it's still anyone's game.
Cheers.
Anyone's Game is a trademark and production of Raspberry Grenade Games, copyright 2024, all rights reserved.